If you haven't made breakfast pizza, this is the sign that it's time to. It's a delicious pizza crust with a cheese sauce, eggs, bacon, cheese on top. It's what we're gonna have for breakfast, and I think you're gonna see why you're gonna wanna make some. If you're from the Midwest, you happen to know that we love pizza from, I know, bear with me, a gas station. There's a gas station chain in the Midwest, Casey's, that has pizza. And growing up, that was actually our closest pizza place, and we loved the pizza. And they specifically had a breakfast pizza that you would once in a while have. Now, this isn't technically like a true take on it, but it's my take on a breakfast pizza. And it's really good. It has kind of a white cheese sauce as the sauce, and then it's gonna have bacon, it's gonna have eggs. And we're actually gonna make the dough too, which really to me is not that much work. You can use a purchased pizza dough if you want to, but let me show you why it's not that much work. We're gonna start with a cup of water. We're just gonna put it right in here, and it's warm water, not necessarily hot, but just warm to like wake up the yeast a little bit quicker. Now to that, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. This is to me this is what I grew up making pizza all the time with at home, and a little bit of sugar. The sugar is gonna give it a little bit more browning. It's gonna just add a slight sweetness, which I will say, this specific pizza, if you go get it at the gas station, has a sweetness in the crust, and I think that's really important. So I just try to dissolve kind of those two, and then we're gonna put in some oil. The oil is gonna tenderize it, gonna make it a little bit more to me of a easy dough. I know it sounds weird, but that's what oil or a fat in a dough can do. So we're gonna put that in there, and now all we're gonna do is add our flour. So when I do yeast, anytime I do anything with a yeast, I use instant yeast, which means you don't have to bloom it in water. That's what I grew up using. And when I worked in a kitchen in high school, that's all we used too. And that to me is by far the best yeast to use. It's the same amount, you just use the same amount you would of active dry yeast, it's just instant yeast. So we're gonna put in our flour, we're gonna put it right in here, and now what we're gonna do is add the yeast, which is right here, same amount. We're gonna put it right over the flour, and then we're just gonna start mixing it. Oftentimes, I'll just use a fork and just mix it together. Now, this is a very, like I said, forgiving, easy dough. We're not trying to make, this isn't a crusty bread, a sourdough. This one is a very easy and just simple dough. And when it comes together like this, see how quickly it's just starting to form kind of a rough, shaggy mass. Now, we're not perfect yet. We actually need to knead this just a little bit so it really just coherently makes a nice, smooth dough. But once it starts getting nice and kind of wanting to pull away from the sides like that, I just take it off my fork. You can use a dough whisk too. It's just, guess what? What do we all have? A fork. So put a little bit of flour out. You don't need a lot of flour, just enough so it doesn't stick too much. And then I'm just gonna get all those little bits out. I'm gonna put them right there with it. And I'm just gonna quickly just start kneading it. See what I'm doing? I'm just pulling in and pushing it together. Now it's still shaggy, but we wanna get to a point where it's smooth. So this will take just a couple minutes to come together. You could use a machine, but this one by hand is super simple. And that's what I want you to realize. Pizza dough like this, it's easy. So I think I've been doing this 2 minutes. Not that long, like 2 minutes out of your day is worth this. And what you can see is there's a little bit of stickiness, but I can pull it up from the work table pretty easily. That's what you want. You want some stickiness where there's a little bit of tackiness to the counter. See how it just pulls a little bit? But if I keep it moving, I'm able to keep that clean. That's exactly what you want. So what I do at this point, give it a final kind of turn, make it just a kind of a smooth ball. And what we're gonna do is put a little bit of oil back in that bowl, just a little. We don't need a lot, just enough to kind of moisten it and keep it from sticking. Rub that dough all over in it. And then I'm just gonna cover it. This is gonna let it rise for just, I'm not gonna be too picky here. It's really just as long as I'm getting everything else ready, because we're gonna make all the components of this. So I cooked some bacon. That's gonna be on the pizza, which you can see, delicious. We love bacon. Now, what I'm going to do is just pour off any of that residual oil. So there's usually more than what we want to use. And you're going to say, wait, what do you mean use? Yeah, I'm going to use this bacon grease and all those brown bits in the pan to make a really interesting roux out of the bacon grease. So instead of butter, a roux is a white sauce that you usually use with butter, some type of, milk, and then you make a cheese sauce or whatever you want to with it. In this case, we're going to use bacon grease because the flavor from that, and we have it. This bacon grease is gold. I grew up having a jar of this by the stove, and you would fry your potatoes in it or anything because look at that flavor, so good. So I'm adding back a little bit of that grease, but I wanted to just know how much we needed because look how much we don't need. You don't need all of it. I'm gonna add in a little bit of garlic, and we're gonna take this back to the stove here and just turn it on because the bacon was done for a little bit, so it wasn't quite that hot anymore. And I wanna just bring this up and let it warm, and as it's doing that, that garlic is actually going to just start to saute, and it won't take long at all. So as soon as that garlic is sizzling, which just takes about a minute or two, and you can see it's starting to want to cook, you know your oil's hot. So we're gonna add in our flour right into that bacon grease and just stir it around and cook it. So you just want to stir the flour in for, probably 30 seconds. And you can see it starts getting a little foamy, but you're really cooking out that raw flour taste right now. And what this flour is going to do is act as our thickener. So it's starting to cook, and you can see we've kind of just gotten it all cooked in. And we're going to start adding some milk. And this is where you want it just to add, you can add it all at once. I like to add a little bit at a time. I just think it's easier to make sure you're not going to get clumps, especially in a skillet here. And it's going to pull up some of those brown bits, which don't be scared of, that's flavor. But you see how instantly it starts to thicken up, make these clumps? That's what you want. So that's why I add a little bit more, keep stirring it in until this whole amount of milk is in there, and it's just gonna be a smooth sauce. I just finished pouring in all the milk. And at first you're gonna think, well, it's still pretty thin. But what it does, it just needs to come to a simmer, and then it's amazing how quickly it thickens up. So during that, I'm gonna add in some pepper. I like a nice kind of peppery white sauce for this, and a little bit of salt. We have salt from the bacon, so we don't need a lot, just a little bit just to season it. And you can see it's already simmering all around those edges. Do you see that? And what that's gonna do is just activate all that flour and really make the base of a sauce. This is how a base to so many things, and a cheese sauce is one of the easiest methods to use for this because it just quickly works. So what I'm gonna do now, since it's simmering throughout and starting to thicken up, just turn it way down, and I have some shredded cheese, and you can use any cheese you want. I like Monterey Jack for this. It's kind of whatever you want, but I'm gonna put that in there. I'm just gonna let that melt into the sauce, and this is a cheese sauce. So really quickly, that cheese melts and it comes together, and you're gonna see all those brown bits. That's from the bacon, that's the garlic we put in, so all that is flavor. So I'm just gonna put this in a bowl, let it cool slightly, because we're not gonna put it on the dough, obviously, this hot. A little bit warm is okay, but room temperature is best. So I like to cook it, put it in a bowl, let it just cool off, which we're using one skillet for this. We're just gonna keep using the same skillet. The flavors all work together. So I just wanna scrape out all that sauce that would be in there. Now we can get the eggs ready. So for this, we need eggs. And we need to cook the eggs. We're not gonna cook them in the oven with it. Instead, we're gonna cook them beforehand. We're gonna scramble them. Now, obviously we're all like, okay, scrambled eggs, no big deal. That's like a no-brainer. The biggest thing with them is a little bit lower heat is better. If you ever have watery eggs, it's because you're cooking them too high and too fast. So what we need is to cook them a little bit lower and slower. Otherwise it squeezes the proteins too much and squeezes out the water in them. And I'm gonna put a little bit of yogurt with them. This is always what I do. I think it adds so much of a kind of this nice like richness against the eggs, adds a little bit more of this offset flavor, which I really like. The important part is just whisk it in with the eggs before you cook them because it helps it so it just kind of melts together. So yogurt, it has a tanginess, it has kind of a flavor that really just ups the egg. So what we're gonna do is pour this right into here. See how I don't even put them on a hot skillet right away. I'm gonna put them over there, put them on a lower heat, and let it just cook through until they're just cooked. So while they're cooking, all I do is just kind of pull in from the edges. Scrambled eggs were the one thing that my dad made, and he made them semi-regularly, and he would just put lots of cheese with them. And he would sometimes actually do the whole yogurt thing. And it was really good. And you can see what I'm doing is just slowly cooking them, not trying to cook them really fast. But during this stage, I will do a little bit more salt, just a little bit to season them, and a little bit of pepper. Just wanna season as we go. I personally just like really peppery eggs, so I would probably go a lot more pepper, but I'm reining it in. But do you see how I'm just slowly letting them cook? And they're just about done. See how they're fluffy? They're not leaching out water. You don't want that. That would mean you overcooked them at too high temperature. But this is just cooked through, and that's all we want, because they're gonna also be in the oven a little bit. So I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna roll out the dough. We're gonna put this pizza together. It's almost time. My eggs are done. I brought them over. I have them in a bowl. I have my cheese sauce. I have the components we're putting on top. It's pizza time, and specifically, it is breakfast pizza time. So the dough really just needs to relax. It starts rising slightly, and that's all that's needed. What I have here is a pizza pan. This is what I grew up making pizza on. Now, you can do it on a baking sheet, on a freeform sheet, whatever works for you. I have a little bit of oil, just olive oil, on that pan, and look how beautifully this pizza dough just pushes out. I like to do it by hand. You could roll it out if you wanted to. I don't find a need. You can see how simple and easy this is. This is, if you wondered, yes, this is just like enameled granite ware. This is what, to me, I grew up thinking pizza was on, and it wasn't until later in my life that I realized there's all different types of pizza. Artisan, crusty. Now, if it doesn't push out easily right away or bounces back, you let it rest 5 minutes, and then it should. That just means it needs to relax a little bit. You can see what I do is I take my fingers and I just kind of make a crust. And by the way, is it gonna be perfect? No. I'm gonna push it around, just kind of creating that outer crust. This just somewhat delineates as it's baking. And then what I wanna do is I dock the middle. This is gonna just help it as it's baking to bake a little bit more even, not wanna bubble up, very simple, to do it all over. So now what we wanna do is we wanna put that cheese sauce we made on here. So it's been cooled, it gets a little crust on top, but don't worry about that. When you stir it up, it's back to itself. And again, those brown bits and everything you see in there, do you remember what those are? Those are flavor. Put it all the way out to that crust we kind of formed. That's our cheese sauce, and that's what kind of makes the breakfast pizza obviously different. You don't have a red sauce on this. And I know there's gonna be some people be like, absolutely not, this is not pizza. This is breakfast pizza. That's right, there's a delineation. So just spread it out. It's gonna be a delicious garlicky, cheesy sauce underneath. Once that's on there, we're gonna go with the eggs first. Now I do put those on by hand just because you don't want so many eggs that it's all over, but you want them evenly spread. So I like to kind of just break them up. And once you start cooking your eggs perfectly, not overcooking them, I think your mind might be blown at how much better the flavor and the texture is of eggs. And this is a great thing to do what? For brunch, if you wanna kind of spice something up, do it for dinner or lunch even if you want to. I mean, it has all good components on it for those things. So then on top of this, we have bacon. So I cooked it to a point where I can somewhat crumble and just dice it nice and small. And that's what I like. Obviously you can switch up the protein. You could leave bacon off completely and make the roux. You could do it with like a butter. Then we have scallion. So I chopped up and diced some nice green onions because I just want a little bit of a fresh bite in this. You know, we have a lot of heavy flavors here. So the scallion is gonna give me kind of a nice freshness that I think really makes a difference. And so you can just spread that over. And then we have the rest of our cheese. So we need cheese on top too, because it is a pizza. So just sprinkle that on. We're now gonna pop this in the oven. It's gonna bake all the way through that crust. I like to put it towards the bottom of the oven for that reason. And then we'll eat it. The pizza baked, obviously. I let it cool just a couple minutes. I like a nice crispy crust, but I want that cheese to be melted. It's really a fun thing. And if you haven't had a breakfast pizza, you're missing out. It's fun, it's delicious. And I just find it easier to cut it not on an actual tin like this, but on like a cutting board. But you can do whatever works best for you, whatever you find you like. So at this point, it's just ready to cut up however you want to. But I think you're gonna find that everyone that has this is usually pretty happy because you can customize it, you know, for whatever people's preferences are. Just cut it like a pizza. So obviously a pizza cutter sometimes, but I like to use a knife. You get the cheese coming off, you get that beautiful sauce underneath. So we're gonna put it right on a plate, and there you have it. It's really good. What I like about it is you get that gorgeous texture of the bread, you get the pizza, and yeah, you can eat it like a pizza even. It's hot, but I'll burn my mouth for this anytime. What I really like is, it's like just enough crust that it carries it well, but then it's really offset with that beautiful cheesy sauce, just enough egg, bacon, the scallion. You know what, I even chopped up a little bit of the greens on top from those scallions because I think it's nice to add some freshness on top, but obviously you can dig into it without too. It's a really fun take on a pizza. It really pulls together a unique flavor profile that makes it more of a breakfast profile than a traditional pizza would be with that sauce, with the eggs. I don't know, it's a match made in heaven, I think. So what I hope you do with this, I hope you make breakfast pizza. That's the point, that's the fun, to enjoy something different, and guess what? It can all be homemade, from the crust to the toppings. I didn't make the cheese, but you know what I mean. So share this around, check my website, wiseguy.com, for this video with the recipe and all my other recipes. They're all on my website. Until then, I think you have a new reason to make some breakfast.